If you watched my most recent video, and basically every video I talk about, you know that the number one thing I always mention is that the Xbox Series X is made for two people. One, of course, is the gamers, us, the people that play the games and are a part of the Xbox ecosystem. And while we're vital to the success of the console, we aren't the most important customer. That falls upon the other group that the Xbox Series X is made for, and that's the developers making those games. I've mentioned this multiple times that Xbox had to make their new console extremely easy for developers to make the games we all love to play. And after some rumors and multiple developers talking about the Xbox Series X being extremely easy to develop for, we are starting to see a trend which shows that the Xbox engineers have really pushed the envelope forward to make the new console gamer and developers friendly. And that's exactly what's said in this new interview by Flying Wild Hog CEO Mikhail Zutak. I'm going to dive into what is said about the new Xbox and how easy it is to develop 60 FPS games on the console. But before we do that, if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. So enough about that, let's talk about this new statement by someone that's making huge AAA games on both the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And it should be noted that a lot of the games they're currently working and developing on will probably be on the Xbox One and PS4 consoles. So the developers understand the process of making games on both consoles, and the accessibility between the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X seems to be very easy for the developers to make that transition. And that's what the article hints at when it says this. During our interview, Zutak said that hitting 60 frames per second on next generation consoles will be much easier for developers thanks to the vastly increased computing power, though the games will be available on current generation consoles as well. This 60 FPS narrative has been floating around for a very long time, and I think it's one of the most important aspects of these new consoles. I say that because for the longest time, console gaming has been held back by very underpowered CPUs that just didn't allow the developers to make the games at a much higher performance. Instead, they had to compromise on their vision and only make games at 30 FPS and be happy with the way the game will look at that performance. Well, now this developer is saying that it isn't even a problem anymore, and these consoles make it far, and I mean far easier to reach 60 FPS and maybe even further. Here's what was said. So for us, since we do action games, we are super happy because it will be much easier to deliver 60 frames per second, obviously. I'm an old school gamer, so 60 FPS is important for me. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. In terms of difficulties with making the games, I think the new generation will be much more accessible. So we predict that we will have less problems to actually, develop games for next gen than we had with the current gen. Obviously, Unreal 4 helps a lot, but we have very experienced people in the studio, engineers and programmers, so we are ready to actually make a game for next gen. But just for you to know, as super excited as we are for the new generation, I can promise that we will not forget about current gen owners, and we want to deliver our games to all the people who want to have fun. So I can promise that anybody will get it. This is straight music to my ears because I love when a developer speaks highly about a console because those are the tools they've been given to make the games we play. If the tool isn't up to par, then the game they deliver us isn't going to be up to par either. It's as simple as that. And as an Xbox fan, I can admit that the Xbox One original wasn't the best tool for developers to make their games on. There were complaints about it being underpowered or just hard to develop on. And over the years, Phil Spencer and his engineering team have completely changed the narrative surrounding Xbox and have made awesome consoles that developers love to develop on. That same positive energy has transferred over to the Xbox Series X console. A lot of developers have come out and explained that the console is extremely easy to develop on. And of course it is. The team at Xbox has completely revamped their entire infrastructure on the back end, so developers can transition from one Xbox device to another in a very fluid fashion. It's not about, oh, this console has this and this console has these specs. Good luck, developer. It's all about making things accessible on all Xbox consoles, even the ones that came before. And the article says as much when it says this. Reading between the lines, it seems fair to expect these games from the Shadow Warrior team to be running at 30 frames per second on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, while PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X will enjoy double the frame rate and probably better graphics too. Well, there you have it everyone. Xbox has made their entire development cycle on the Xbox ecosystem very easy for developers. Not only do they get to use the power and performance of the new console, but they can easily make games for the current generation consoles. Instead of leaving that whole marketplace behind, millions upon millions of potential customers, they can make the game for both consoles and have a very easy transition. That's what makes developing on the Xbox ecosystem so appealing. Sure, the power is there for the new consoles, but it's also that everything they make has the potential to get into the hands of millions of fans, which means more sales and means a happier developer. And I have to say, I love the positive energy surrounding the new Xbox console because I can't wait for next generation to kick off, so we can see all these awesome games these developers are making, be it AAA or AA. No matter how many A's there are, we as gamers are in for a pretty awesome treat. But enough about what I think about all this. Tell me what you think of this. Do you think developing for the Xbox Series X is going to be very easy? Will this give us, the gamers, better games? Are you happy that Xbox decided to invest into their infrastructure? Do you think Sony's PS5 will have the same ease of use? Do you think this will make developers more adept to going to Xbox's ecosystem? Has Xbox completely changed their negative outlook this entire generation? Go down below and let me know, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name, so see what games I'm playing and let's compete in achievements for the month. And by the way, the new month started, so let's get in a little bit of a race to see who could get the most achievements. I'm probably going to lose. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.